Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. ITV's The Chase fans all say the same thing as player sparks uproar with embarrassing choice. It was a seemingly ordinary afternoon for loyal viewers of The Chase as the familiar jingle rang out and Bradley Walsh strolled onto set with his trademark grin. Monday's episode, a repeat from a previous season, featured 4 hopeful contestants. Caroline from Nottingham, Matthew from Cardiff, Lizzie from Newcastle, and Graham from Lawton. Together, they would face off against Mark Labbett, better known as the Beast, in a bid to take home a sizable cash prize. As the show kicked off, spirits were high. Caroline, bubbly and quick-witted, had the audience on side from the moment she introduced herself. She scored a decent amount in her catch builder and secured her place back with the team. Matthew followed, calm and methodical, and Lizzie brought some energy and spark to her round. Between the 3 of them, they built a reasonable prize pot and settled in, hoping their 4th teammate would bolster their chances in the final. Enter Graham. The 56-year-old from Lawton shuffled up to the podium with quiet confidence. Sporting a dark blazer and a cautious smile, he gave off the air of a man who didn't expect much, but still, viewers held out hope. The cash builder, however, was underwhelming. Graham answered only a handful of questions correctly, and it was clear early on that nerves, or perhaps just a bad run, were getting the better of him. Then came the big moment. Mark Labbett laid out the offers. The middle offer, based on Graham's performance, was modest, but the Beast sweetened the pot with a tempting high offer of over £50,000. For those watching at home, this was the moment of truth. Would Graham go bold and shoot for the stars, or play it safe and take the lower offer? And then it happened. Graham, with barely a pause, chose the low offer, just £1,000. A murmur rippled through the virtual audience, and before long social media lit up. See anyone that takes the low offer in The Chase, then they deserve to go out. One furious fan wrote on X increasingly, they are all going for the low offers. What's the point of being on it? The Chase. Another added bluntly, it's embarrassing to take the low offer and still get caught. The Chase. Unfortunately for Graham, his gamble didn't even pay off. Despite opting for the safe route, he was caught quickly by Mark, who didn't even need to break a sweat. And as if the indignity of being eliminated wasn't enough, Graham's final question added insult to injury. Asked which gemstone symbolized a 30-year anniversary, Graham confidently answered emerald. The correct answer? Pearl. Viewers were brutal. Pick's the only one that isn't a name. Genius. The Chase. One user quipped sarcastically. Back in the studio, Bradley managed to keep the mood light as always, but the atmosphere had shifted. Now, only Matthew remained. The 29-year-old software developer from Cardiff had to take on the final round alone. What happened next sparked a bit of redemption, for him at least. Matthew stood at the podium, stone-faced, focused. He answered question after question, racking up 12 correct answers solo. It wasn't the highest score, but under the circumstances, many fans applauded him for holding his own. The Chase I thought he was going to end up with about 5, so didn't do badly by himself, a viewer commented, summing up the general sentiment. Still, 12 wasn't quite enough. Mark Labbett closed the gap steadily, and with less than a minute to go, caught Matthew, ending the game. As the credits rolled, fans were left debating Graham's choice long after the show ended. The overwhelming consensus? Disappointment. In quiz shows like The Chase, there's an unwritten code among fans. Take the risk. Go big. Contribute. When someone opts for the low offer, especially in a team game, it feels like a betrayal of the spirit of the show, and to make that choice only to be eliminated immediately. It was a double whammy, and viewers weren't going to let it slide. Still, for all the frustration, It's moments like these that keep the chase alive in public conversation, where triumphs, blunders, and everything in between are shared, laughed at, and, most importantly, remembered. Because on the chase, sometimes it's not about how much money you take home. It's about how you play the game. Let me know if you want a more humorous version or one from a specific perspective, like a viewer tweeting during the episode.